did you get any support or help from Steven during these times? Because he was still in college football too, so that's interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So of course, during my my freshman and sophomore year was his junior and senior year. And so I would always, we'd always have texts, how's your body, or how's the coaches, how's the game plan, how are you getting to handle the playbook and stuff like that. And so, having an older brother, really helped me mentally. And so, that long distance relationship that we had was very key for me, fighting through the threshold of, of what you're going through. And so not only in football, but in school as well, you kind of, you ask for help, how to balance your time, how to meal prep, because you don't have time when you're in the training room because you have injuries, and then you got to go straight to class, and you got to, from straight to class, you got to go to practice, and then you got to go physical therapy again, and then so it's a it's a cycle. And so when you go through that cycle, you have to do the little things that can get you over the edge, like meal prepping and extra lifting in when when you don't have homework. Those days you don't have homework, and so to strengthen the muscles. And so that's what my brother brought to me, is what the extra little things, and of course the mental threshold I have to go through.
Is there anything in your college career, because this is things that people probably don't understand, right? But is there anything specific to your personality that helps you to perform at that level, with school and all of these things? Is there anything that you do that is like, oh, this helps me get through everything? Okay,
so I have a thing like where I can like zone everything out. Where I can stay focused on one thing and just zone everything out. People who that know me, they know that like I'm like, if I'm speaking to you, like, and one other person speaking to me, I can only hear you. And so I have a gift of where like I have selective hearing. And so that really helped me with balancing out school and football, because you kind of have to like select what you want to pay attention to. And when I'm zoned in on school, it's only school, and then studying as well. Like I like to study alone in quiet space, and so that's really helped me, watching film alone. And so that quality that I had, even though it seems like a flaw, actually became my strength.
No, that's actually really good, because you probably get more productive at the task right in front of you. And it's almost like you're compartmentalizing, like, okay, football time now, only football. Now school time, only school. And whatever else it is, lifting, I'm just going to focus on lifting, because that's so true when you start to, and we've all been there. Sometimes I'm working out or whatever, or working with a client and I'm thinking about the next thing that I got to do. And then after a while, you're like, what am I doing here? What am I going to do next? And it just gets all blended in, not in a good way. So that's interesting. The other thing, before we get more into the football stories, the other thing that's interesting is, so school. This was something that I had to learn about you. But you were a political science major, right?
Right.
And that is something that you're passionate about, right? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was a business major.
Oh, business major, okay.
And then I was a business major. And then, balancing that with football and business major was hard for me. And so when I had that, at that issue, I was like, I got to have a plan to, find other interests that I can, help myself, my backup plan in case football doesn't work out. Because I know I'm short. I know my chances of making the professional leagues are slim, and so people say 1% of people make it. And so I kind of, my mom and my dad, they instilled in me education, and so my brother also, so he helped me with choosing a profession and choosing what I would like. Told me, you gotta have a backup plan, because when I saw him, he goes through these injuries, and then you see him going through a plan that he wants to make, and you kind of like, okay, I need to do the same thing in case that I go through the same thing he goes through. And so I wanted to be in political science. And so the reason why I wanted to be in political science, because I already had the credits for it. And so I built that passion and that for it in college. And so I didn't, I wasn't a kid and I want to be a political science major. No. That was not the case. Because I know what they go through. And so when I was in college, that that really played a role, because when I was taking these classes, you kind of realize the politics behind football now. And you're kind of like, okay, now you got to be smart with your decisions that you make. Are you going to play through these injuries in this one practice, and then you're going to not be ready for this game right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you want to sit out, take a chance that, that coaches would understand you, that they understand that you're doing this for, the team, that you're resting 2 of your ankles. Yeah. So that you can actually walk and run and jog on Saturday. And so, seeing that relationship from school and football got me interested in what it was today. And so, a lot of like the political issues that we have today, I think it was a perfect time to be a political science major, because you read the news, I did more reading, and you kind of read articles, you kind of read artifacts that what happened in the past and what happened, what led it to happen now. And so that's what kind of got me interested in it. And also the people that I've looked up to here in Hawaii, politicians like Mufi Hanneman, and just kind of like seeing what they've done, what he's done through the 2008 regression, and kind of like you kind of see when you're in college, you kind of see all those things that have happened when you were younger that you didn't realize was happening here in Hawaii. And you kind of like, wow, like these are the reasons why these important people make these decisions. And you're kind of like, I want to be, you kind of want to make those decisions too, and to affect people's lives positively. So
no, that's interesting, and it's something that I definitely can see you working towards, just like all of your football goals. It's just getting that experience and working in ways, and you've kind of mentioned outside of this interview that you just want to listen to people and make that difference, right? And help them in ways that maybe they can't help themselves sometimes. So I mean, that's something really interesting. We'll get back to football, so we're not talking too much politics on here.
That's fine.
Especially with this election. We're not gonna go into that.
Sorry about that.
No, but anyway,